Alrighty. So, I mean, 9:25 Thursday evening, Panthers v Storms. Ooh, I really need Casey McLean to score. Anyway, we've got back on the menu, and I hate to do it like 2 weeks in a row or two back sessions in a row, but I honestly think that's just the name of the game at this stage in terms of my prep. Like, I don't want to say I'm an expert on how my body feels, but really I am an expert on how my body feels. Like, no one knows what my body is going through better than me. Like a doctor can diagnose me, a physio can see and test and do all this stuff. But I'm the one at the end of the day that's going to be like, oh yeah, I feel all right, or nah, after that workout, I feel real shit, real tired, right? And there was this point in my training where I was keeping a lot of things the same leading into this prep. Volume wise, intensity has always sort of been my mainstay. I will pretty much always take a set to failure and maybe even beyond, right? And it's a bit of more so of like a personal thing for me. I mean, there's a lot of literature out there that says that you get diminishing returns if you go to failure every single time. The fatigue on your central nervous system, blah 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 blah. Yeah, sure, I get it, but it's like I want to do this comp prep sort of my way with how I've been training, with all the pretty much with everything that I've learned leading into that point. Yeah. And I suppose it sounds a bit like ironic to say that everything I've learned, because I have learned that leaving a few 1 to 3 reps in the tank is going to net you pretty much the same amount of hypertrophy as going to failure, but you get it with a lot less fatigue. But the thing with me is that like my training really started to take off when I started taking sets to proper failure, and I don't know, it just holds a special place in my heart. So although it might not be, I suppose, widely scientifically supported in terms of its efficiency or effectiveness for my goals, aka get as lean and look as big as possible, um, it's just something that I keep up with, right? And so all of that was just to say that I'm probably going to do the same back day where I just do a bunch of random different back exercises to, stimulate in every sort of possible way I can with the minimal amount of commitment in terms of sets, and then see how that goes. I only need to do it for 2 to 3 more weeks, and maybe at most like 2 to 3 more workouts, and then it'll be done. And then I can go back to eating a shit ton, feeling good after 10, 12 set workouts, feeling good to train the next day. Like, I hate to admit it, but I'm sort of liking this session every other second day or every other day, and in between I'll do like a cardio or a very light session. So I think there was one session where I just did like 6 sets of abs and cardio for half an hour. Well, in that sense, sauna for half an hour, which I count as cardio. And yeah, it's been a very interesting sort of sensation, sort of feeling in terms of that type of split, where I used to be very much used to like a 6 to 7 day workout week where I was pretty much just training every day and resting when I felt like it, and I was able to keep that up for a long while. Like, I felt pretty damn good doing that still. It would be some form of like push pull legs, and then upper lower, or some sort of like push pull legs arms on repeat. So some sort of variation of that, and it was fucking good. I liked it a lot. Like, I was making hella. I don't want to say hella progress, because see, this is the problem, or not so much the problem, but this is what it's like with bodybuilding. It's like it is very damn near hard to have like this split versus that split, because I mean, what's the saying? A man can go into the forest, but if he goes back, he's not the same man. I don't fucking know. Something like that. What I'm trying to say is, like, let's say I do a bro split and it's pretty good in terms of my gains, right? And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do push pull legs, arms, or whatever new split. And you're like, wow, that's so much better than the bro split. But it's not really like a fair comparison, right? Because it's impossible to be like, okay, two copies of you. One does the bro split for 3 months, the other one does the I don't know, push pull legs for 3 months. Yeah, and then you compare the two, and then that would be the true this split versus that split is better for you. right? There's a lot of arguments or there's a lot of talk about like one split being superior to another, but I think whatever split that you're able to adhere to for the longest and get the maximal returns in your sets. Hear me out now, and I'm fucking parked. I'm just gonna keep talking. Pretty much, it's like okay, say you're a guy and you do a bro split, right? And with the bro split, you like it so much, it's good, it fits your lifestyle, fits your work schedule, whatever, right? And it's like you can fucking hammer out 90% of like a really perfect workout, right? Because it's a bro split. And then you change to push pull legs, right? Or push pull legs, upper lower, fucking whatever, right? And it's like, okay, you do that split and you can only go at that at like 60% or 70% because I don't know, the workouts are longer, machines take whatever. There's just some reason out there. And it's like, okay, based on that, because of your return on, I suppose, time invested in the gym using those splits and a bro split being better, like, I think that wins by default, right? And it's not even just a matter of like saying, with other splits, you maximize hypertrophy because you get more frequency or you get a higher dosage of hypertrophy. Sure, but if you get two 60% doses versus one nasty ass 90% dose and you're a lot happier, it varies. It varies. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm gonna hit back. We're gonna start, of course, with the pullover, and then we'll see how we go. We'll change it up. I don't want to do the same one set, one set, one set back day, because again, that would not be maximizing stimulus. You want to, shock the body, change it up a bit. Anyway, enough talking about it. We'll see you in there. Alrighty, I was warming up here. Something that I've actually not mentioned before is that every upper body day I do two sets of external rotations. Elbow by my side here, cranking it out. Looks like this, 90 degrees, and then I get my elbow up to 90 degrees here. And I crank these bad boys out. I've been doing that every upper body day, probably for like, I want to say the last 2 years. And so sometimes I think about my back development, specifically around the shoulder blade or the fucking shoulder girdle around here, and it's very bulgy, right? And I used to think part of it was genetics, but I'm starting to think a bit more that it has to do with the fact that I fucking pump these external rotation exercises. So my teres major, my teres minor, which are those most outer back muscles on like right underneath your armpit area. That's why they're always popping. I don't know. That's the hypothesis. Anyway, we're going to start with some lat pullovers, and then we're going to do the world tour, and then we're going to finish with some cable crunches. Same old, same old. Let's just see what it looks like. Ugh. Ugh. Uh, that's all right. Let's move on. Oh goodness. All right, so this one's gonna be interesting. Not so much the workout, the move. More so, I set the ISO. Oh man, I set the ISO really high so that I know that when I'm in the frame, because I'm not underneath the light directly, it's not gonna show the separation and definition that I want to see when I'm doing the workout. So anyway, low row machine, but hardly a low row because I'm going to be using the high handles and I've jacked the seat all the way up. So they sort of cancel each other out to be sort of like a mid row. But I'm pretty much aiming for around 45 degrees with my elbows to really just hit all of the back, right? And I'm doing that sort of Kelso shrug start, elbow pullback finisher, like half and half. It's not a pure just thinking about the elbows, and it's not a pure just scapular retraction. I'm sort of, I'm implementing both here, and I sort of want to fire them at the same time for maximum force production. That's what I'm going for, at least. Anyway, let's just see what it looks like. Oh, strapped in, of course. Bear with me. You know what the most annoying thing is? And I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm listening to my DJ friend's mix whilst working out, and I'm not bothered enough to like time it right for the drop when I start the set. Fucking right when I finished that set, that's when it dropped, and I was like, oh, god damn it. I'd already finished. Anyway, I threw in the Kelsos for fun, because fuck, I'm out of breath. Because I just felt like it. Anyway, that wasn't too bad. Let's move on. Alrighty. We're going to do single arm cable rows. Now, normally I'm not a big fan of like seated cable rows because I much prefer like a chest pad or something that I can get pulled into to add excuse me, to add stability. And so I don't like this one normally when I'm using heavy ass weight because I got to brace my core like crazy as to not let my lower back round forward. Anyway, so I like to do it when it's single arm later on in the session, and then my core is strong enough for the load that I'm moving. You'll see it's only like 3, 4 plates. Single arm, but the highlight here is actually how little elbow bend is occurring, right? The goal, and this angle was set up intentionally, was to show that I am trying my very hardest to not bend that arm at all, not flex that elbow or bring the biceps into the equation, right? I'm just purely pulling this humerus, this bone attached to my shoulder, into this line, tucking it into my mid back, or sort of like mid lower back. Anyway, if that sounds confusing, just have a look at this, huh? Ugh. 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 I think I got 13 reps there. I'm not too sure. Anyway, I gotta take a long break, so check out this mid-sit angle change. I've been trying this around recently where like I I just change it up a little. Just come with me, POV cam, hope it doesn't get dizzy. I'm sort of just swinging the tripod around as we speak. All right, I have no clue how this looks, but pretty much. You see, normally I don't mind a shorter rest between my left hand and my right hand, but because I'm only going to be doing like one set of each exercise, I want to damn well make sure that this left side is ready to go. All right. And I mean, the right side was a bit of a grinder. The last, I say 5 reps of 13. So from reps 8 to 13, they were really more so like partials, but I'm still okay with that. I'm still okay with 8 full reps, 5 partials, in total 13 max effort repetitions, right? Because this one I definitely have talked about before, but like sometimes I don't count, full range reps as 1 rep. Or oh, that sounds stupid. Well, I do, but fuck, this music is distracting me. Anyway, what I mean to say is like when I'm counting my reps in a set, I'm not gonna count like, oh, full range, 8 reps, partials 3, total 11. Rather, I'm just gonna try do 11 max effort reps, and whichever ones come out as full range of motion, beautiful. Whatever comes out as partials, doesn't matter. I still want to hit that attempted rep count. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's a long enough break. Not really. We'll see how this left hand looks. I'm trying to go 13. Ah, oh, fuck, did I really do 13 on the right side? Jesus. That was all right. Let's move on. Alrighty, save the best for last. I went through the trouble of like loading a 20, a 10, and a 5 to total 70 kilos on this machine. But this machine's funny. It's a hammer strength pullover machine, right? But it's got 2 weight, what the fuck would you call them? Weight pipes? I don't know, or weight loading sticks. I don't know. I'm having brain fart. I'm fucking tired. Anyway, they've got 2 of them, and I loaded like a 20 and a 20, and then I loaded another 2 20s, so total 80, and it was too heavy. I did one feeler up, so fuck that. So instead of going 80, I wanted 70. But part of me was like, I don't want to load 20, 20, and then a 10, and then a 20, because then maybe the left side might feel stronger than the right. Where I think they designed the machine so that it honestly shouldn't matter how you load it, it should still feel equal across both sides. And there's a really easy way to test. I would just load like fucking 320s on one side, nothing on the other side, do 1 rep and see. But point of the matter is, I spent ages fucking setting up that the damn weights for it to be even, because I only got one shot at this. One set, go crazy, all or nothing. What do? Silly question. You just obviously go crazy. Don't know what that looks like? I'm about to show you. Belted up, of course. Straps, not necessary. All right. I know I talked up only having one shot at this. I'm gonna fucking do it again. That shit was way too heavy. I only got like 2 reps when I went all the way down. Terrible, terrible set. Fucking do over. Okay, you guys want to hear what happened? When I went to fucking lighten the weight, I realized that I loaded a 20, and then I loaded 2 15s and 2 10s. I didn't load 2 10s and 2 5s. So I fucking ended up doing a set heavier than the fearless set of 80 kilos. I did fucking 10 plus 20 plus 15 is 35. I did a 90 kilo set just then when I already said that 80 was too heavy. Man, that's stupid of me, honestly. And I think I fucking hurt my neck doing it. Is that going to stop me from this redemption set? Absolutely not. All right. Like, well, I was about to make it sound weird, but I was going to say, I've got a special relationship with this machine. All right. It's like, I like it a lot. Yeah. I owe a lot of my lat growth development to it. So, I mean, lat development rather. So, let's just see if I can coax it into, giving me a few more gains. Is that weird to say? Oh well. That's more like it. Let's check the pump. Alrighty. We're back to frickin' the mirror shots. Let's see what we're working with. Now, I'll save you the whole posing routine. I'll practice that off camera. Let's just go through, I suppose, some back shots. I mean, I don't even get to see them, but I don't know. We'll just see what we look like. Oh. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I think that was the cleanest ab strike ever. Not ab strike in terms of what I've ever done. And I mean, I call it an ab strike, but pretty much it's like going from the pose to the hold position. Like that's what I call the strike. I don't know that's what the judges call it, and in the fucking competitions and shit. I don't actually know what it means. This is what I think it means. And literally just then, I went from like one motion, overhead, crunch, and exhale all at the same time. Let's see if I can do it again. 2 to make it true. Not bad. Not fucking bad, mate. Bit of side chest. Nice. Nice. I need to work on my quarter turns though. My quarter turns are sort of shit. Let's see. Not bad. Not bad. Looking okay. I mean, the chest is definitely looking a little bit more blocky, which thank goodness. I mean, I predicted it, but I didn't think it would take me fucking 12 kilos to lose the sort of fat underneath here so that the chest could look a bit more defined. And definitely a bit of the fat underneath the chest here, like this upper ab area, like top abs. Losing a bit of fat there lets it have a bit more of that hanging shelf action. Let's see what a front double bi looks like. How do I fucking hit it? Okay, so I go. Not bad. Not bad. Let's finish with a classic. Yeah, I need a crunch down like this. Let's see how that looks. Anyway, 4 set or 5 set back session. Fuck it, I'm taking it. I'm cashing it in. Legs tomorrow, a bit of abs, work on the rest, forearms, calves, rear delts. We'll hit it all in over the weekend, But I mean, I hate to say it, but I probably wasn't going to come to this session tonight and just park it for tomorrow. But I figured if I can get this one workout in, it frees up time for another workout later on. You know what I mean? And so, as much as I can do within reason to retain as much muscle as possible. That is the goal, right? 16 days out, 15 pretty much at time of filming this. So we'll see how we go. If you listen to this far, thanks for tuning in.